Okay, in class we created a kind of a pseudo loop using recursion. I guess I don't want to say pseudo. Let's just do it and see what happens. So I'm going to create this class driver loop, and the goal is to create a function that represents a loop. Okay, and we'll be using recursion as a technique. So this is what I want you to do. In our example, we did this. I'm going to say loop, and I'll say count to, and let's say this goes from 1 to 3. Let's start it that way. Okay, so that's the first step. This class doesn't exist yet. I'll say create this class, and for now, let me see what packages do I have. I have utility package. I'll put it in there. Save this, and now let's create a method, and that'll be from this will say start, and this will say end. Okay, so the next goal is I want this to count from 1 to whatever the number is. So I'm going to type in here count to, meaning that's just going to call itself. I'm going to say here start to end, and for now I'll say plus plus. Let's save it. Let's just run it to see what happens. And again, if you remember what's happening now, this method is going to call itself. It's just calling itself endlessly. So if I run this now, look what it's telling me. Let's see what the error is. Basically, it's just looping forever, and that's not a good thing. Okay. What I want to do, so you can see what's happening, I want to be able to print out the message. I want to print out the message to the outside world. So this is what you're going to do. We're going to add what is called a consumer. And I'm going to say here consumer integer. I'll call it consumer here. We'll have to import this from the Java util function. And this is, I want to do some sort of display. And I'll say here consumer. And I'll say here consumer accept start. This will do a plus plus here. And here, let's go after the actual value. So here I will do, in fact, I can just do actually a system out colon print line for now. And let's save that. And this should try to print out something, I hope. Okay, I think it did in the beginning. Let's see here. Ooh. So it is doing something. Notice that it's iterating, but Java realizes that you have an infinite loop happening, so it stops the process. Now the whole idea is we need to eventually stop this. We need a condition, a base condition, to stop this from going on forever. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say if, let's see here, end is less than or equal to start. That means everything is okay. We should be able to continue. Else, we're going to say return and get out of here. Let me do Control Shift F to format it. Let's run this again. Something is not right. I always do this in reversed order. So again, I apologize. Let's run this code again. And now we have from 1 to 3. Okay, so this is pretty cool, I think. Again, Let's just make sure it works with a different condition. I like to test it with a bunch of stuff. -1 to 20. So let's see if that works. And that still works. So this works perfectly. Okay, so this is an example of us doing recursion, or calling itself, as long as it meets this condition. So we have a base condition that will basically terminate this eventually. Okay, so with that, good luck and good coding.